What's up, guys? My name's Dave, and today I'm going to show you how to play Mississippi Half-Step Toodeloo using the Without a Net version, which is a great album released in the 90s, a compilation of Live Dead 89 to 91 or so. And yeah, great version. So wonderful, wonderful tune. We have an intro section, a verse, chorus, instrumental section, and then we have an outro across the Rio Grande. And the outro and the intro are very basic, so really you have the three sections that we need to learn on. And there's just a lot of chord changes that jump around that might make it seem intimidating or whatever, but it's really easy song to play. And I've kind of got a way, this is not a Phil Lesh bass lesson, this is really I'm learning this song for a gig, and I'm short on time, and so I can't really get really too deep into it. But I found a version of the way I play it that really works, and I thought I would bring it to y'all because it's pretty easy. So let's get started. So just basic A to D to G, and then we come to the C, E, F, A, F, C, G, D to G. Again, C, E, F, A, C, G, F, E. Sorry on that last one. Sorry. This is about a bit of a first draft. I've been beyond busy and whatever. I won't even get into it. I'll spare you. But so for apologies, and that's why I give you the Phil Lesh disclaimer, because I have a 4th of July show, which is awesome set list. I'm learning all these cool Dead tunes, so I'm gonna want to bring a lot to you guys here soon. But like I say, I'm short on time, and so I just got to get it to where it works. It sounds good enough, but I think I'm close. I'm real close, and so no disrespect, but yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you got a gig. So here we go. So the verse section, it is busy with chords. You're coming off the A to the D to the G. So you're coming out from the G on the intro, and I'll roll it in. So 3, 5 to your C, and I'm just very, I guess I don't know if there's quarter notes or half note or whatever. C, E, F, and then so there's C to E to F, down, boom, down, boom, down. And then I like to do this little chromatic walk up, which is an F, and then you hit F, open A, 1, 2, 3, G. So it's so yeah, that part is F, open, 1, 2, 3, 3, 5, 3. So the verse, you play the same run twice around, and they're identical except the last two chords. So the first go around is C to E, F, A, F, C, G, D, G. So the second time around, C, E, F, A, F, C, G, F, E, half step, Mississippi Uptown, which is what we're going to get right into. Nevertheless, it is a bit of a mouthful, the verse section, but play it a few times around and it'll click right in. And that takes you right into the chorus section, which I have. And this is like my shorthand. I took it and I just first draft took notes, and so I scribble whatever. When I see it, it makes sense to me. And so let's listen to the chorus, and then I'll show you kind of what this means. Back it up a touch, so into the chorus. Right? Mississippi Uptown, cup of rock and roll.
Farewell to you, all the southern skies. I'm on my way, on my way.
Yeah, so sorry, my mic is, I don't know, I hope it's not too hot, but it just sounds different for some reason. I haven't recorded in some time, apologies, but so the chorus section is cool. So I have the A with the arrow going down 6, and what that tells my squirrel brain, so I start on the A and I play this A down here because I think that's what he's using, and I just count down for 6. So when it's half step, it's a chromatic 1, 2, or it would be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I go. So it'd be half step, Mississippi, Uptown, Toodeloo, right? And I mean, so it's like, is that what Phil's playing? I don't know, but like it works. Like I say, it's good enough. And because I got to get onto I got a lot of material. I got to get my finger. We're playing the other one, China Cat, I Know You Rider, which I've played before, but I need to learn that. I want to do a video on that one. My plan is when I hit 1,000 subscribers, this is not subscriber, obviously. I just ramble forever about, but yeah, that's never been my intention. Was I just wanted to get a couple of cool people to like message back and forth with. And people that ask me questions, and it gets me to explore music and learn things and stuff. So whatever. But when I do hit 1,000, that was my plan, is to do a China Cat, I Know You Rider deep dive. So stay tuned. So the chorus, yes, half step. So come down. And then it goes to this F, C, G for 3 times. And I do this, so the F, C, G here in the verse, I play the same way. So it's so half step, Mississippi, Uptown, Toodeloo. And I go, boom, come on, baby, I'm gone. Goodbye. 3 times. 3rd time. And then you go to the A. On my way. And then we go to the instrumental part. So let's check that part out. And like I say, I have a way that I play it. It's not, because, yeah, I just don't have time to learn all the things. So I kind of just, good enough. Okay. Right into another verse. So the instrumental section is basically, again, like the verse section. You play the same thing twice. It just at the end it changes a little bit. So the instrumental section is ba-dom, and you can just do this if you're super, just do this. Just do the octave, but 2 down, a 3 down, and then a D, and then an F. D, B, to E, to the A, the same A, D, and then F, A, D, G, and then from the G, on the right back into a verse. So this instrumental section's cool though, and I just like, and I do this more often than not. Just the more I, the more I played, I would end up, I would slide up and hit octaves instead of like hitting this octave. I would hit. Sorry, that wasn't a great hit, but because usually like I learned, my first go to was whatever, you know, is learning to play, like, groove with octaves that way. And then maybe in the, you know, in the past 5 or 7 years or whatever, it's been like a, because you get that, the slide up. It's just like a little quick zoom. It gives a little movement to it, and I like it. You know, I tend to feel that. I think my drummer feels it a little more. So it adds a little bit of depth, maybe. You know, and it's just, it's good to, so, and that's why I always talk about learning the 3 positions. Like if you're playing an A, you have your A down here, your A here, and your A here. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Yeah. But to know if you're jamming an A here, you have, and when you're able to, you can quickly recall that it comes in handy. So whatever, that applies to this instrumental section. The way I play it is, instead of boom, 2, because I keep it sing-songy, like very simple. But instead of like boom, bam, boom, dim, I'll go boom. You know? And that's another thing. So, like, the first go around is A, 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 D, and then you go to the F, D, oops, F, D, B, E. The second time is F, A, D, G. But, so say you're doing the F, D, B, E. It would be D. But the way I'd go to, you know, you could make it nasty. That wasn't a great descent. So sometimes too, I'll descend, and it's like, I'm just kind of going for it. Like, I don't really know, like, I'm going down to C major, so I'm going to do like a major descending thing. I'm not that smart. But sometimes it's cool to, you know, you're going from G to C, you know, and you can figure it out later. That's the moral of the story in this one. I wanted to impart onto my bros out there, you know, and people get finicky and stuff about and whatever. But like for those of us that are just want to jam these tunes and want to like derive Phil's wisdom from as much as I can, which I really want to do on China Cat, because that's always been it has eluded me. Like I can play it and I've bullshitted my way through it many times, but I'd really like to get a grasp on that. And blah, blah, blah. Jesus. So we're in this instrumental. We're going to keep going.
What you left behind. Get yourself a powder charge. See that silver mine. Lost my
Another verse section to F to A.
every track to my feet and pray for better weather. Half step, Mississippi Uptown. Toodeloo. Hello, baby, I'm gone goodbye. Have a cup of rock and rye.
3 times
Farewell to you, old southern skies.
to that A. And you can even go up here.
On my way. When your ship comes in, first man takes
Okay, we're verse 3 now. So we're verse, chorus, and then we go to the across the Rio Grande. Apologies. And if this helps, great. If it doesn't help, I'm sorry. But this is like, I should probably have AI put this on the screen or something, you know. But I am an idiot when it comes to this stuff. So The verse. Okay, you play it. Verse 1 that way. It ends. The last one is F. In thinking twice. And then the verse 2 and 3 end D and E. Just a little tidbit. So verse 1 is different than verse 2 and 3. So remember that, and let's keep going.
Second takes the after deck, the third, the plates and rings. What's the point?
Missed that one.
Calling shots, is queuing straight in line. You've all made of styrofoam, and no
D,
one's got the
E.
time. Half step, Mississippi Uptown. Hello, baby, I'm going goodbye. Have a cup of rock and ride. Farewell to you, old southern skies. I'm on my way,
Hold it, and go to the outro to the A. Yeah, buddy. So that is just a feel. And again, I'm just kind of like, oh, I can kind of wing it. I should, maybe listen a little deeper to what Phil's doing. But like for me, so now there's that feel. It's so great because it's kind of like a crescendo kind of thing. And then it, ba-boom, boom, da-boom, boom, da-boom, boom, boom. You kind of bringing it down, but oh man, it feels so good. So, yeah, so we come out of the chorus, right? And they hold it twice as long. On my way. Ow. Boom. Usually these parts, I when there's a big transition like that, usually I'll play like just big whole note, big goose eggs. A friend of mine calls, just like you just leave it there and let everybody else kind of fade in too. So boom, just real basic at first. Let's back it up to that transition. Because this is just something to think about. I mean, and whatever, but it's like, yeah, it's worth it. And I finally have time to make a damn video, so I just wanted to spend a little time getting into this. All right, twice as long. I mean, listen to Jerry. Like, why would you get in, you know what I mean? So it's A-D-A, and this goes on, and we'll play it. But it goes on for like another 3 minutes of this boom, boom. And that's another, like, using that, take it or leave it, but I'm just trying to be as honest and free as like, I just want to give you whatever I got, which, to some of you probably isn't much. but I remember when I started and I wanted to learn these songs, and I had gigs or people want to ask me to play, and I'm like, fuck. And it's just so much struggle and strife and confusion. And now everybody wants to sell you anything. I don't care. I'm just trying to be a bro. So let's continue. We're just doing the across the Rio Grande. And so what I would do is I like to, you add that, and then you just, I know it seems like nothing, but I've jammed these songs before, and sometimes when you give it just a little, and then because that gives a little, I don't know, it kind of, it gives a little movement to the jam, to the groove or whatever. And then, and then you omit it. It's felt, when you play something and it's like, oh, that's tasty. And then you remove it, and it's like people feel it, like, oh, you're cleaning up, you know what I mean? You don't want to waterboard people with your licks and ideas, you know what I mean? You want to, like, express you want to, if you find something that feels right and it feels good, and then you step away, because in a way sometimes licks are like, everybody look at me, and that's okay to do, right? I mean, that's what, why we're up on stage or whatever. I mean, some of us like to stand in the shadows or be in the back, but it's cool to be appreciated or recognized or something. But yeah, you want to be able to let that go as well, and just be a metronome, be a click track for everybody and help everybody out. So yeah, let's keep going. And then so boom, and then you go. You get that little tug. And then like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And I like it. A lot of this too, I'm throwing pasta at the wall, but I'm just trying to show you, a little bit of shit here. So, but that is still that, if anything from this lesson, I guess, is that, because if you're in D, if you're in E, whatever, or, that's a cool thing too, because like a G groove is a common thing, but, and your G is always here. So it's like an easy one to remember. G, because that's your G, and there's your octave. So anyhow, let's get back to let's just noodle along, bump along. Just wanted to hang out with you all and say what's up. I've been getting great messages. I appreciate you all. I actually I don't get that many messages, so like I get them like a text message, and it was like, hey, cool. And I've been getting some real warm, kind words. So I appreciate you guys. Another thing that I will often do when there's this kind of 1/4 groove where you to the A and then your D is here, if you're kind of focusing on your groove here, is I will let's see here, and it'll be like that part right there. That little I don't, something about that And then this. Anyhow, let's continue.
Across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river, across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river. Across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river, across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river. Across the Rio Grande, across the lazy river.
Hey, that's something I will do too. Is so we're doing the boom down. Ba-doom. I will play the same lick. You'll change key, or you'll change. You go to a different chord, but I'll play the same lick. Boom, bang. And it's just like another little tidbit. I feel like I'm missing. Just shit like that. It's just ways. Essentially, you're playing ADA. I want to do. There's some other songs like there's this sugary jam that I can't stop listening to. And it's like, I think it's G to C or whatever it is. It's just two chords though. They're going back and forth, and it is beautiful. And it's like, oh my God, it's just going back and forth this whole time. You're just bouncing between here to here. You know what I mean? And it's so much to come. I'm super pumped. I've just been extremely busy, and we got a baby on the way too. But that's actually gonna be some time off work, so I might be able to sneak some shit in. But anyhow, let's finish this out and we'll call it a day. So, thank you to who are still sticking around, and I appreciate you guys. I'm hoping to have lots more coming your way. Yeah, do your thing, man. You know what I mean? And just keep playing. The only way to get from here to there is more time. And spend more time playing. That's the only way I've gotten to understand and get to a way where I can squeeze this stuff out and figure out Mississippi half step. And like, you know, it still took some time. You know, I'm not saying I'm any sort of, I'm actually an idiot. That's what I mean. Like this does not come easy to me, but it was just through time and dedication, but many, many years, you know, and I finally got here to where I can at least break down a song and bring it to y'all. So, yeah, thank you for sticking around, and I'll be back here hopefully real soon with lots more. All right, peace.